I review a lot of knives on this channel. Most come in, get tested, and move on. But a few, I bought them again, and in some cases again and again. Today we're talking about 5 knives that were so good I opened my wallet more than once, and what made them worth buying twice or even more. As always, I'll have links down in the description for where you can get one for yourself. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. And the first knife we have here is the Kizer Harpoon. Now, the Harpoon is a small fixed blade that punches way above its weight as far as price goes. It is an excellent EDC sized fixed blade. The little Harpoon swedge doesn't just give it character, it's also functional. It gives you a great spot to rest your thumb. These are lightweight and easy to carry. There's several steel options, and that price varies based on the steel and the scale options. So for $50, you can get the AEBL and micarta version here. And all the way at the top end, there is, for $135, there is an S45 VN and carbon fiber option. The sheath on it is solid. The one thing that I would prefer is if it had another eyelet here just to make it more flexible for mounting an ulti clip, but really that's a really minor quibble at this price point. And it is just a great value for the performance that you're getting. So why did I buy this one twice? I absolutely love the blade shape. That was probably one of the big reasons. The other one is the different steels available. As I mentioned, I have the AEBL here. The other one here is a 3V, and I got this for, I want to say I got it on sale for $65. So 3V steel for $65 in a fixed blade is a killer deal. You just really cannot beat that. Now, I'm also hoping to add the M390 version that they just added to the lineup, and that has carbon fiber scales as well. Now, the one thing I do want to ask Kizer, I'm going to keep saying it, I would love if Kizer would make an LC200N version with bright red scales. So Kizer, if you're listening, let's get on that. But ultimately, though, the reason I bought this twice was it hits that sweet spot in price to performance, especially for the materials that you're getting. So that is the Kizer Harpoon. There we go. Now, next up, we're going to go with another fixed blade, and that is the Adept Knives Lil Buddy. And the Adept Knives Lil Buddy, it is a little more of a traditional style of knife compared to the Harpoon. It is also, an EDC size knife because that is what I love. It has a clean, classy aesthetic, and the sheaths are also solid. So I have them set up both for belt carry with soft loops and also pocket carry with an ulti clip. Now, both of the drop point blades can use, they're interchangeable for these sheaths. The Warncliffe blade here obviously has its own. It won't fit the exact same sheath. But you're getting premium steels for a pretty reasonable price with these. The S90V versions, which is these two right here, will run you $120 normally, and the 3V version, which is what this is over here, will usually run you about $105. Now, sometimes they will also release blemished batches that come in under $100, and they do run sales from time to time. Now, these are released in batches. I think right now, I believe these are out of stock, but you just got to keep an eye out and pick them up when a batch comes out. So why did I buy this one 3 times? Steels are a big part of it. The first 2 I bought, I wanted to get both the S90V and the 3V because with those, you're getting prodigious toughness or prodigious edge retention. And so I just wanted to have both and try them out and just get to really enjoy the steels. And then the third one I bought was because of the Warncliffe blade here. This was a more recent release. And they also did kind of a textured micarta scale on these that's really different. And I wanted to try that out as well. So just the having 2 great quality steels for a reasonable price, plus the new blade shape. So that's why I ended up with 3. And I also like I showed with the drop point sheaths, I have both options for however I want to carry it. I can carry it on my belt, in my pocket. It just gives so much flexibility to my EDC lineup having those. And so yeah, just the value there is absolutely awesome. So that is the Asher Knives Lil Buddy. Next up, we have the Kizer Drop Bear. And the Drop Bear is the crossbar lock done right. Although now they do offer the button compression lock, but Kizer by far has my favorite crossbar lock. Not only is it adjustable, it's very consistent between different models. So I have an S90V and burlap micarta version here, and I have a Nitro V and wood model here. Now, between the two of those, the action is virtually identical, even though this one cost almost three times what this one did. So just that consistency of that lock is awesome. And it also comes in multiple steels. There's S90V, 20CV, LC200N, Nitro V, AEBL, and there's a lot more than that too. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. The price depends on the materials, but it can range anywhere from $50 for the more budget models, all the way up to over $200 for some of the premium models. They even had a Damas steel and wood model that was $500. That was more of a collector's thing. But you know, if that was what you wanted, they did have an option for you with that. So why did I get the Drop Bear 4 times? Fidget factor is a big part of that. I absolutely love the action on these. I could fidget with this all day. Kind of an adult fidget spinner in that sense. But also the steel and the scale options. There were just so many out there, and I just wanted to, not quite like Pokemon, try them all, but I wanted to try a bunch of the different options. The steel options, like I said, too, I have S90V, 20CV, and Nitro V here. May add more eventually just to add some more steels. And I also, with the last one, they added the button-operated compression lock. I wanted to try out that lock just to see how Kizer did, and they did a great job on it. But that is the Kizer Drop Bear. Oop, there we go. You can see I'm running out of space on here, which is the same problem I run into in my knife storage. Always running out of space because I'm buying too many knives. So next up, we have the Spyderco Para 3. Now, the Para 3 uses Spyderco's famous compression lock, and it is finger safe, but also fidget friendly and extremely strong. The Para 3 is an excellent size. It balances utility and carryability. There is a huge variety of steels with this. I have 20CV, S45VN, and S110V, but that is just scratching the surface on the steels they have available for this. The prices range anywhere from about $150 up to nearly $300 for most of the standard models. You might be able to get the lightweight models a little bit cheaper than that, and some sprint runs or limited time models may also run over 300, but that's kind of the general range on it. And these have absolutely massive aftermarket support. So why did I buy it 3 times? Steel options is a big part of it. 20CV, S45VN, and S110V are all great steels, and I just wanted to try them out, and these were some of the best options to do that. Also, with the aftermarket, you can really make these into whatever you want them to be. As you can see, none of these are wearing the original scales. This one has a set of micarta scales that I got off of eBay. This is an Applied Weapons Tech scale here. This is, I believe they call it a Shadow Chrome. And these scales are aluminum scales. And I cannot remember the name of the company with these off the top of my head. But you can really turn these into whatever you want them to be. And I will have the name of the scales on these down in the description. It's just slipping my mind right now. But yeah, so you can just make these really into whatever you want them to be. And really, the Para 3 is a knife that I kind of measure other knives by, because the scale and steel options have it priced across the spectrum. And it's not a cheap knife, but it's also not what I would consider an expensive knife either when you're comparing it to other American-made knives. And of course, the aftermarket is also huge. There are knives that beat it out in each of those different categories, but not many have the same balance in aftermarket, value for your dollar, and scale and steel options that the Para 3 does. But even with that, there's actually one Spyderco that beat it out for me and made me buy even one more. And that is the Spyderco Sage 5. Now, the Sage 5 for me is near perfect EDC size for a knife. And it also uses the compression lock like the Para 3 does. Now, I actually think that it is actually a little bit better tuned than the lock on the Para 3. Your mileage may vary on that, but it has outstanding cutting geometry. It's a very slicey blade. Every single one of these has come laser sharp, which is also true for the Para 3s. But there's a variety of steel options, not as many as the Para 3, but you do have quite a few steel options here. Like with the Para 3, these will range from anywhere around $150 to nearly $300. And this has a decent aftermarket, though, again, not as big of an aftermarket as the Para 3. And one of the nice things about these, they have lightweight models and the standard G10 models. And the only difference with those is the material on the scales. Virtually every aftermarket scale will fit both the lightweight models and the standard G10 models. So if you know you're going to swap the scales, you can just buy the lightweight model and save a few bucks and just get the FRN scales and then swap the scales out. And that's what I did on several of these. But why did I buy this one 4 times? It has my favorite ergos of any folder that I've owned, especially with this choil up here. You don't have to choke up to get a full 4-finger grip, but you can, and your thumb just comes to rest really, really comfortably there. To me, it's similar to the Para 3, but even better ergos for me. The available steel options and the aftermarket scales have really allowed me to make this into whatever I wanted it to be. So we have the salt here that I put some bright red G10 scales on, and that is the one that I have for wet situations, as I call it. So like going fishing, anywhere where there's going to be water and I don't want to worry about corrosion, I have this one. And I have the the S30V with wood scales, and this is kind of my gentleman's Spyderco. You can see I swapped out the hardware for some brass finished hardware, and it just makes it a very, very classy knife. Then I have, for a more modern take, the Spy 27 with blue aluminum scales, which is itself classy, and it just has, like I said, a little bit more modern of a look. And last but not least, we have the Maximate with black canvas micarta, and it has unrivaled edge retention, nearly unrivaled, because Rex 121 steel will beat it out, and there is a Rex 121 Sage 5. I just got the Maximate and stuck with that. And this these micarta scales give it a really comfortable grip, and I could just use this for days, which is great because this edge will last a long time before I have to quit. So yeah. And ultimately, since it's my favorite model of knife, why wouldn't I buy 4 of them? Come on. So those are my 5 knives where one just wasn't enough. Apparently, when I like something, I really like it. But what about you? Have you ever bought the same knife twice, maybe 3 times? Maybe 4, or did you even beat me out and buy 5 of the same model? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this list, make sure you leave a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.